Hey, what's up, guys? David Huffaker here. Rates were cut yesterday, right? Fed's cut by 1/4 of a point, and I always see a lot of frenzy around what does that mean for mortgages. So just a reminder that the Federal Reserves, when they cut rates, those are short-term overnight lending rates between banks. Typically have the biggest impact on auto loans, credit cards, things like that. The 30-year mortgage tends to follow, 15 and 30-year mortgage tend to follow the 10-year Treasury a little bit more. And so when we think about what's going to cause the 10-year Treasury to move, when the Feds cut rates, it does help. But really, the 10-year Treasury is dictated by certainty in the market. So with sticky inflation not really showing signs of coming down, and a lot of uncertainty in the market, the 10-year Treasury yield is going to probably continue to hover around that 4% number. The bigger question is, how long are banks going to continue to have elevated spreads? Traditionally, banks have a spread of about 1 3/4. So if you take the 4% 10-year Treasury, add 1 3/4 to it for the bank's risk spread, that's 5.75, which is where we probably would see interest rates right now if there was a little bit less uncertainty in the market. However, with the uncertainty, banks right now are around 2.5% on the spread. So they're taking the 4%, adding the 2.5, so you're getting to about a 6.5. So some banks are floating down right now, 6.1, 6 1/4, somewhere around there. So you're seeing that spread show up. And so there is room for the market to move if 10-year treasuries, with them changing their stance on quantitative tightening, and really kind of looking to see what happens over the next few months. You could see a little bit of a pop here in the market before the end of the year. 5 3/4 is probably the magic number we need to get to in terms of rates in order to really see the market unlock and see significant movement in it. And it still may be next summer before we get there. Pessimists probably say next summer. Optimists say we'll see it before Christmas. So you got probably a 6-month spread here of when that shows up. Ultimately, guys, if you're looking to make a move, sellers are pretty motivated. They're actually willing to negotiate on price, willing to negotiate on terms. I would not let a 1/4 of a point or even a 1/3 of a point in rates deter me from buying, because as rates become 5 3/4 or even a little bit less, that's probably the floor where we want to see it get. By the time we see that next summer, you're going to have, you've got years of pent-up demand of people that affordability is an issue, and they're going to enter the market, which doesn't mean it's probably going to drive home prices up significantly, but it's definitely going to deter them from negotiating as much or offering as much incentive. So logic would say go out now while the sellers are motivated to move the property, while you're in a winter's seasonal adjustment where you don't have as many buyers unless they're really serious in the market. So you have less demand for the houses, you have motivated sellers, and you have interest rates at a reasonable number. A 1/4 point or even a 1/2 point move is not going to get you probably what you could negotiate off on a house right now. So smart money would say, get out, make the decision, go ahead and find you something, get a good deal on it. Even if you're a 1/2 point higher, you could always refinance 6 months, a year from now. General rule of thumb, if you can't move more than 1 percentage point by refinancing, it doesn't make sense for the cost of doing it. So a lot of options there. Guys, a lot of things going into the market right now. Now is a smart time to buy. We're seeing phenomenal months as a real estate team, just personally here at the Huffaker Group. And so there are people out moving, and they're trusting professional realtors, right? They're trusting the people that do this full time, all the time, to serve clients at the highest level. Guys, we hope we can be one of the ones to help you. If you have questions, whether you're one of our clients or not, would love to just be a voice of reason for you in what's going on in a chaotic and interesting market. Peace out. Have a good Halloween. Hope you guys have fun. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.